Desire, Escape, album review. Let's chat about it. Hey guys, what's going on? John here from What's Spinning, here tonight to chat about this latest album from Desire, the long-awaited album from this synth-pop project headed by Megan Louise. And until recently, I didn't really even know this band's existence, to be honest, but I decided to review this new album for a couple of different reasons. For one, I have always enjoyed Johnny Jewel's production. I'm a Chromatics guy. Two, I've always enjoyed the music put out by the Italians Do It Better music label. And three, most importantly, the long slew of singles that have come out of this album have been, for the most part, just a knockout every single time. That being said, let's chat about this thing. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about some of these singles. As a matter of fact, just about all of these singles. Like, this is right up my alley. Hearing Telling Me Lies just gave me the chills. This is spot on, man. I love the icy beat. I love the chilly production. And this track's got a dance groove to it, and I think it comes off pretty tasteful. I mean, just enough of a groove, but it's certainly there. It's also oddly timeless at points. I think it's a fantastic single. If you are into the darkened side of synth-pop, especially from this record label, give this a shot. I have a lot of the same things to say about Liquid Dreams. This one is even more upbeat, and it has even more of a groove. This track's straight up funky at times. And the production from Johnny Jewel, you know what we're getting, folks. It's more of the same, but it's actually pretty good here. I also want to point out, it does have a slight 80s vibe to it, outside of the big synths. Just overall, I love this. Love is a Crime is a little bit more, I don't know, subtle. It focuses more on tinier details, and I actually like that a lot. But as far as a track with a more spoken word narrative, I think it's one of the better ones here. I love the vocal effects so much. Yes, they are so freaking campy, but I think it works like a gem here. For a slower track here that really focuses on a great atmosphere, this is the ticket, baby. And if that one was a little bit more subtle, Zeros is even more subtle. It's even more focused on a dense atmosphere and tortured vocals. But it's so campy, like to the point where I can't help myself just nodding and saying, yes, this is just so bleak. There is no hope in sight at all on this track. But if you're into this sort of gothic tinge synth pop, this is a blast. It's also one of the catchier tracks here. Hearing all of these tracks weeks ago, I was so excited for this album. I thought this was the campy blast of synth pop that I needed right now. But sadly, the truth about this album is there's a lot of weak points when you get away from some of these singles. Like Black Latex, right off the bat, I had issues with this. Maybe not all of the issues, but there were certainly some red flags going up after this one. I love the booming beat here. I love the crisp production. I love a lot of this track. The atmosphere is great. And then I hear this goofy monologue that's like borderline, like laughable at times. I mean, yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I was so captivated by this beat and this production. I wish it came full circle. Dark Age, I think it's the worst track here. This track is really, really rough. I mean, this comes off like, I don't know, Megan Louise reading a poem that she wrote when she was like, I don't know, 13, maybe 14, and hasn't read it in a really long time, and maybe isn't happy with the way that it's going, but she's doing it anyway over some mildly dark production. It is tough to swallow. Hanem, on the other hand, is awkward for another couple of reasons. This track is like pulling teeth. When things slow down for this moody, slow jam, things just get so boring so fast. This could be like any YouTube artist trying to get famous and putting out some sort of moody synth pop to get on a Spotify playlist. It's so faceless. And then I hear this album's title track, Escape. Did somebody order cliches? Because there's a lot of them here, and I can't finish them all, and I'm a big boy. Once again, this is really faceless, too. It doesn't have even a freaking good groove or a big hook to fall back on. Things get rough really fast with this album. But then I hear Ghosts, and this is pretty groovy, man. I love these synths that we get here. They're constantly moving. They're freakish. They're really hard to keep track of. This track just seems to be haunted or something. No pun intended, but it's got a big funky groove to it. It's got the big hook. It's got the ethereal vocals too. There's a lot going on here that I really love. I just wish that some of the other ideas on this album panned out better. I hear The Young and the Restless. This track's about to put me to damn sleep, and I just woke up. All these cliches, once again, my God, it's not hitting me the right way. It's trying so hard to be dramatic, but it's not at all. I just needed coffee after this. And then I hear Days and Nights, and what a nice late album treat this is. I love this sort of nocturnal, twinkling beat. It is so good. It's so simple, yet it's so effective. And then we have La Miette de Vie, and honestly, it's actually not a bad interlude at all. It's really effective, and it gets me hyped for this album's finale. Building tension, some drama, leading up to Friends and Enemies, and then Friends and Enemies just lets the air out of the balloon, baby. This is a really lame finale. It's emotionless. It's not heartfelt. This album had a lot of potential going into it. The singles are great. The singles, you should go out of your way to hear them, especially if you're into the darkened side of synth-pop. Just don't be surprised that the farther you get away from that, the ideas of this album just start to crumble a little bit more and more. It's not an easy listen. A lot of great ideas, though. Definitely give it a shot. But for now, I'm feeling a decent 6 on this album. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, guys.